Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Podcast. I'm your host, JP. Just going to go ahead and jump into this shit. So, first off, I want to tell everyone, check out this comic book. You can get it over at talesfromthepodcast.com. And not only that, but if you live in the Toledo area, this upcoming Saturday, which I believe the date for that is the 11th. Yep. I will be at Fantasticon over there with the Cutthroat Comics table. So come check us out if you're in the area. It'd be a lot of fucking fun. Also, go ahead and check out some of our sponsors, House of Mysterious Secrets over at houseofmysterioussecrets.com. Use my code 4130 to save 10% on some pretty cool merch. If you're into horror, I mean, obviously, you're going to fucking love that shit. So just, check them out. See what you think. If you buy something, just save some money. Why not? Who the fuck doesn't like to save money? So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this episode. And I'm going to introduce my guest. At this point in time, this guy and I are starting to go back a little bit. It's like this sexual friendship's been quite a long time now. It's kind of crazy how time's progressed over the years now. Well, I don't even know if it's been years, but it's been a while, that's for sure. But anyways, my guest and one of the hosts for Same Cast Different Day podcast, my buddy Martel.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Add in there. I got my copies right here, the signed autograph copies, the two different what's we call it? Dishes. So yeah, make sure y'all go pick those up.
Right. Thank you. And I'm just gonna throw it out there for the people who don't know, which is basically a lot of people because we haven't been talking about it very much. Issue 2 is going on. It is being done right now as we speak. So it is a process. It takes a little bit of time to do a lot of the artwork, but I will say there has been some major updates to this book. And if I had to compare the two, I would say I'm proud of this book. I like what it's done. But if I had to rate them, this is like a 4 compared to the other one. This new one is looking fucking amazing. And it's wow. A little bit different. Still pretty dark, gory. It's it's a horror anthology book, but I think it's definitely worked its way up there for sure. So anyways, man, what's going on new with you?
Let's see. I'm a year older as of last week, Tuesday or something. I don't know, or 2 weeks ago. I have no idea. I just turned 31 on the 21st of February.
Congratulations.
Thank you for that. I just had my brother just had his first kid, so my first time uncle for the first time recently.
Sorry.
I know, right? I was trying to live up to the standards of being a deadbeat uncle, but they won't let me do that. So I'm kind of upset about that.
Let nobody's opinion change what you're supposed to do.
I'm trying to tell people I was fine with being a deadbeat uncle. They just wouldn't let me be great. So I avoided the kids for like a month now, so I think I'm doing good.
Well, that is good.
And other than that, we're getting ready for season 8 starting next week, I believe March 10th of the Same Cast Different Day podcast.
That is quite a bit. I'm like 8 seasons. Now, do you do your seasons by year, or are your seasons done more of like Well, this is when we started. This is when we stopped.
No, so we do
I'm just curious. I've
so
seen different ways, so I'm just like, because I mean, did
so
you do 8 seasons in 2 years, or like this is 8 years?
so no, we do 24 episodes a season. So most of the time we can knock out about 2 to 3 seasons within a year. So and the only way we do that is we do 2 episodes a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's always an episode coming out.
Very, very cool. So, how long would you say that you've been doing this? About 3 years then?
Yeah, yeah, we launch. Oh my God, this anniversary this month. It's March of 2020. We launched the podcast.
Oh, congratulations! I mean, who would have thought that we both found out about your anniversary today? Right now?
I know, right? I had forgot about it. Yeah, oh, geez, I didn't even know it's
But,
been that long already.
don't feel bad. I don't even look at mine. It's like, I got a rough idea, but I mean, I just don't care. It's just,
There's- All I know is that it has over 150 some episodes, so it's somewhere
oh,
around there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just counting up mine because I added the 2G1C stuff all to one channel and then combined it all. And I think I'm pretty fucking high up there because of all that. Yeah, fuck,
Yeah,
man. You just feel like you've been doing it too long sometimes. It's like, and people still
yeah,
aren't sick of hearing me talk. What the fuck is going on? Like,
it's the same thing, but I guess people like watching and
hey, more
listening.
power to you, man. I mean, you put on a very entertaining show, so I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. And I mean, you just as a person, I mean, you're fucking awesome anyway. So you
Yeah,
know, but
they like everybody seems to like drunk me on the episodes for some reason.
well, I mean, you gotta have something entertaining, right?
True, but I'm sober now. Everybody, I'm sober, so this is sober me.
Oh wow, wow. I'm also sober. Um, not by choice though. I just because oh man. So, anyways, I want to start off this episode by apologizing to you that this has been a trend with season 7 in general. This season's not that good, so every time I'm inviting a guest on, I almost feel like I owe them an apology after they watch the episode, which
It's
I mean,
it's crazy because I had to rewatch the episode because I didn't know what I watched the first time I watched it because I'm like I don't know what happened, so I had to rewatch it to understand what was going on.
yeah, it's yeah. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this episode. So first off, this episode is episode 4 from season 7, based off of the Vault of Horror issue number 16 comic book, and this one is titled Escape. Crazy thing, Vault of Horror number 16 has some of the greatest stories in it. If you ever get a chance to check out that book, um, I would read it online because it's probably going to cost a lot of fucking money to get an original. But it is I mean, there's fitting punishment. I mean, there's werewolf concertos in this one. I mean, it's a fucking top notch fucking book for that one. I mean, so if you are a fan, that's definitely like a must have. This episode originally aired May 17th of 1996 while I was 8 years old.
I was 4.
Right. Um, so this episode was oh god. This is one of those things that just always sucks. It's like getting into the episode a little bit here. So it was directed by Peter MacDonald. Um
He should never be able to direct ever again. I'm
no,
just saying.
all right, hold on. All right. And I fully understand. Okay. I mean, I 100% understand. But let's go ahead and just dive a little bit into this and just check out some of the stuff, okay? So he did the 2001 miniseries for The Monkey King. He did The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. He was the director for Neverending Story 3. He directed Rambo 3. He directed Mo Money. This guy's actually made some
Wait,
decent.
hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
no, I'm not. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, he'd have made some good classic movies, and he ended, but he okay. You
But
know
he's a
what?
piece of shit for this one.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do a good job, didn't. Um, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. The screenplay for this one was done by A.L. Katz. Probably, I'm gonna say he's mostly known for more or less of his, producing of Tales from the Crypt. Um,
It should stay that way.
yeah, I mean, I don't really think he's ever really gonna do much more than that, honestly. I mean, I'm happy with that. I know as far as his writing stuff, I mean, he does some episodes of like Outer Limits, Weird World. He wrote Children of the Corn too, and he does a few episodes of Freddy's Nightmare. So
Hmm.
he's always been on like the cutting edge of horror. Unfortunately, I think he kind of missed the mark this time. Especially once we get into the actual comic book comparison, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, this episode is starring Martin Kemp as Lieutenant Luger. Um, Martin Kemp is, I mean, I noticed him right away from Waxwork too.
I don't know him from nothing.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's like, other than that, like I was looking through some of his stuff, it's like, okay, he was in Strippers versus Werewolves. I saw that one. Um, and then a lot of the other stuff he's in is just like TV shows, and I don't know if they're foreign TV shows or just really bad TV shows, but nothing good. Like there's just nothing really that good. Like he did Ballet, and he did like all these different ones, and I got no. Oh, you know what? Those are music videos.
Oh God, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know who Spandau Ballet is, but
Oh
I'm gonna
goodness.
say they're not very good. I mean, that's a hell of a suggestion there. He was also on Wham's Last Christmas music video. Oh God. So yeah, I mean that tells you what caliber of fucking actors here we got here. David's chiming in already. That was your greatest episode of season 3. Yes, episode Yellow, which is another one that I know it's a fan favorite episode, but I'm sorry, but I don't watch Tales from the Crypt for these army episodes. And I get there are people that do. I know they have fucking runs of the shit. I know. I mean, I got some of the fucking comic books myself. I mean, I get it. I understand that they definitely did runs of wartime stories, and that's fine. Those just are not my favorite. That's why I collect mostly a little bit more on the horror end of it.
I think that's why I got disappointed so much in this episode because I love stories about war and I watch a lot of war history stories and videos and stuff. And I think that's why I got disappointed.
Right.
I got let down.
Yeah. Jeff's sitting here. He says, "What's up? Hey Jeff, how you doing, man? Hopefully you're doing good." Oh, look at this. Hey, here we go. David, Spandau Ballet was an 80s music group with songs like True. Yeah, songs like stuff I don't want to hear.
I've never heard of that group. So
If I didn't think we would get dinged up on YouTube for fucking playing it, I would just play it. But I'm pretty sure it's awful, and I'm just, go ahead, pause this for a second. All right, that's probably enough time to realize they're a piece of shit. So,
oh, that poor group.
80s. Yes, yeah, I mean, this is not for me. I don't know, man. I, I'm gonna jump back into this stuff. We got Nickolas Grace in this episode as well. Trying to think of what I like really know him from. I know he did he was in the Robin Hood TV series, but I don't think a lot of people watched that one. I know I did, but I mean,
I didn't.
I watch a lot of fucking weird shit at times. A lot of his other shit, I mean, it's just TV. Lots. Sorry. Lots and lots of TV. I mean, nothing really. And I hate to fucking say it. It's just like nothing really great. Just like an episode of this, an episode of that. Like,
So he's like one of those actors who just basically made like a bunch of like cameos or just short appearances, like a one and done, episode.
Well, like let's see. in the TV series Minder, he did one episode where he played Tasty Tim.
Oh, so he's one of those actors. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff is just like it's yeah. And in Birds of a Feather, over a 8-year span they did that TV show, he did 3 episodes as Marcus. You know that kind of shit. I
So
mean,
he couldn't even get a steady reoccurring role. That's
I
that.
mean, so some of them he didn't even have like titles. Like right here in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, he did one episode, and he was the Prague Spy. They didn't even name him. You know what I mean? Like that's where he was at. So in one he was a Peregrine Talbot Wheeler. Like it just in Twist of Fate he played Wolf. So, like, it's just rough.
Okay.
It's you know times aren't good for a man named Nickolas Grace. We also got Roy Detrice in this as well. He might be a little bit more well known than a lot of the other people in this. He was in oh god, the Beauty and the Beast series. He was in Amadeus. He was in Hellboy 2. He was in Game of Thrones, Feast of for Crows. I mean, he's actually, without trying to sound like an asshole, he's actually had a career.
And I've seen none of those shows or movies.
But I guarantee you've heard of them.
Oh yes, I heard of them. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be like, yeah, I'd never heard of, Game of Thrones. But I mean, look at the guy, and he didn't do like one episode standoff shit. You know, he was also in Suburban Commando. I mean, he's been in quite a bit of shit, dude. I mean, quite a bit more shit than most everybody else that we've talked about so far. That's for damn sure. We also got, I mean, just a lot of uncredited people for the most part. But I mean, there's a lot of smaller time people in here. Like we got Lucy Baylor as Kitty, the lady in the
Oh
episode,
yeah, yeah.
and she's been in a few things, but I mean, nothing big. I mean, just the kind of people we get in this episode. I mean, just not a lot going on. She was in the Slice TV series, one episode. She's done like 20 episodes of TV, and that's it.
Maybe they could get nobody like serious to play these roles because they knew that the episode was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's very possible. And yes, he was in the 72 movie as well. Now to jump into this episode a little bit, the plot synopsis is a traitor in the Second World War is restricted to a prison camp, and one of the men he betrayed is transported to the camp and promises to reveal his identity. I mean, that doesn't even really happen because he doesn't really promise to reveal the identity. Just after he dies, he writes his name.
Right.
I mean, there was no. I mean, half that plot synopsis is just wrong. Good job, IMBD, for fucking up shit.
I was expecting uh I guess a little bit more blood or something or some I expect like to see blood go squirting out. Like I expected the blood to be a little bit more over dramatic, but I guess they had to make it seem like it wasn't so. I don't know if he can write the name. I don't know. I just wanted that to be better.
I mean, one of the things I like about Tales from the Crypt is the fact that a good portion of the time you go in to watch an episode and you expect to get some kind of feeling of creepiness and dread, terror, something along those lines. It didn't really happen here.
It felt like a documentary that somebody a homemade documentary. That's what I felt.
Right, about a fake story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, the story of this episode is a man plots out an escape and gets his buddies mostly killed for trying to escape and sets them up.
Mm-hmm.
does not get his part of the deal from the opposing forces in the prison camp. So ends up trying to do it again. And that's one of the things I don't get. It's like this right here, like the first half of this episode is basically like the story you're told as a kid. Like, don't touch the stove, it's hot. And this
Mhm.
motherfucker did it multiple times. He kept touching that stove because he's a dumb fuck. You know what I mean? That's how
Even going into the room and trying to snitch that he was helping the
my
other people escape and all of that kind of stuff. I was like, really?
yeah, well, I mean, I guess times were tough back then. I don't know. I mean, he got what he had coming by the end. Um,
Yeah.
it was definitely rough. Claire's joining, watching there. Hey, good evening, Claire. Hopefully you're doing well. And we got him, David. I wonder how they did. How they know what the traitor was overhearing the phone call because he was hiding in the vent shaft. Because the
Wasn't that part like a setup too, where the guy that was
yeah,
with him was
yeah.
supposed to leave the guy to
The
just
other
to
guy
get
set him
yeah.
up, and that was purposely there. And they even at the end of that episode directly explained the phone call.
Yeah.
Let's see. This cast list is just a murder of D-listers. I mean, yes, 100%. I mean, it could be worse, I guess. But anyways, after trying to basically rat on people again, he goes and eventually tries to escape after realizing that one of his old comrades is basically brought over there, and there's no promise that he's going to reveal anything, but I mean, there's obviously a threat that exists that now these people in this prison camp could possibly know that he's a fucking bitch is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty much what it was. He did all this work to try to hide his bitchness, and it didn't work out. Where are you at? That it's 3 a.m. and you're drunk. Wait,
she's out actually in the England area.
oh, okay. What
Yes,
makes
yes,
sense?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. For those who don't know, Claire is a very, very, very awesome lady, and you should go check out her film "Slutty the Clown." She is she's a very, very fun woman, and she usually does a lot of stuff with the Amityville horror guys too. So, and Don and Clint over there are really, really good guys too. So if you're into that, check them out too. But yeah, that's where she is. 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk. Obviously, England. And I'd be drunk too if I was making Tales from the Crypt episodes like this.
What in the?
Love you too. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm hearing a train, but I'm trying to think like there's no train near my house, but I'm hearing like a train horn.
That's
Like
creepy for
they
this
like
episode.
blaring it, so I don't know where it's coming from. It's throwing me off a little.
I don't know. Maybe it's a hell of a derailment over in that area.
Oh
I
no,
know
that's
in
not it.
Ohio we're kind of known for it now. So
Oh yeah, you are over. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We got Richard joining us too. Good evening, morning. Good evening. Hopefully you're doing well, Richard. But to continue this episode, they end up trying to escape through these tunnels. We end up figuring out that he's been set up after these coffins get tossed over, and his buddy ends up jumping out right away, and he gets shot. And they kind of get the whole explanation of why he was shot, and basically now he is worth this bullet and gets him again. And it says it's a pretty shitty ending to a shitty episode, to be honest with you.
I was trying to figure out why were they building coffins in the first place at this thing or whatever that was going on. I'm
It
like,
was
what did
supposed
these
to be for the
coffins got to
credits,
do with
it said.
anything?
I guess in war, I mean, it's kind of a necessity to an extent, but I mean, personally, I don't know.
I mean, but like if somebody die overseas, they don't put them they don't actually build them a coffin. They just put them in a box, and that box get refrigerated, and then they ship it back. Yeah, I just didn't get it.
No, I understand. Jeff said No, I wish I was drunk. It's only about 7 p.m. here. Jeff, anytime you feel the need to, it's always a good time for you to get drunk. Richard, all good, mate.
On my days off of work, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and start drinking.
See, there you
I don't
go.
have
I
nothing
mean,
else to do.
nothing else.
I
I
actually
would
have a
do it.
bottle of Jamaican rum and a bottle of wine that sits by my bed when I wake up.
He's like, fuck doing anything sober. I'm getting trashed as soon as I sit up.
Exactly. I've
Like,
had mornings
man,
like that. Like, yeah, I
I
needed it.
used
I
to.
needed it.
I used to. It's just my body's not the same. You do that stuff for so long, it puts a damper on your body, and you just can't do it physically no
That's
more.
why I don't do it all the time. I do it some of the time. Like, I don't know, cause like last week I was feeling so restless last week, and I had woke up and I was so confused about what was going on. I had no idea when my alarm clock was going off. I was just very confused, and it turns out I just had to get up and go to work, and I didn't even know what day it was. So that's why that drink them drinks is right there. It's
I, I get it. Richard said, "Rum and wine, that's living the best life."
it is.
I mean,
Especially you mix them together, it's amazing.
if you ever get a chance to be friends with Martel and check out some of the stuff that he has on his Facebook page and some of the things he does, this motherfucker is living his best life. There is no argument there. Martel does a he's an awesome guy. There's no argument. Now I do want to get into this comic book a little bit real quick
Mhm.
because this comic book is what I wanted to see. I didn't want to watch this episode. It makes no sense. It is not fair because they do this to me all the time. And I'm sorry, Ayo Cats, man. Al, I love your work. I love that you sat there and you produced this show, that you put so much time, money, and effort into what this is and made it become this great fucking entity. On the other hand, you clearly never read any of the comic books. It's kind of disappointing. I mean,
Shit. Oh, 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 that poor guy. Yeah,
I
he
mean,
had one job, and
he basically pulled a Jason Blum. He's like, I'm gonna buy this property, use it, but it's not gonna be what you think it is. It's like when he did Black Christmas, and it had nothing to do with the original movie, and it made it about magic. It's like, the fuck is this shit? But
I hate when that happens. Like
oh my
especially for
god,
like some of the books of like if I read the book and then I go and watch the TV show and I will get so upset because I'm like none of the good stuff that was in the book is in the TV show
yeah,
or
yeah.
movie.
Just wait. Richard says he needs to come live with you, Martel. He just added him on Instagram. Yeah, yeah. You wait because we're about to have one of the biggest disappointments in horror, and I can almost guarantee it. I almost guarantee it. Because I'm pretty sure like it's oh god, it's gonna be really really bad, dude. I'm not really excited for it, but one of my all time favorite franchises of all time is being remade, and it's I don't know. It's actually a really really sad moment in movie history.
Wait, what are we talking about here? What series?
Well, it's mostly the main film and that's getting done, and I'll leave it at this: the same guy is the same guy who did the Firestarter remake with Zac Efron, because they remade Firestarter. If you
I,
didn't, it's because it was a huge flop and a big piece of shit.
I've already said it. Was this recent? Because I don't remember Zac
2022,
Efron.
last year, Zac Efron.
Zac Efron had a movie. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
must have flopped.
yeah, yeah. Well, it was a Jason Blum movie, a Blumhouse film. Same guy who
Oh,
remade Black Christmas. And for some reason, some fucking cocksucker who had some pretty big rights decided to let this piece of shit fucking work on The Exorcist.
oh, geez.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
And The Exorcist was like one of those things I actually watched too. Oh my goodness.
Tell me, if you're a horror fan, that's like one of the all time biggest things out there.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, but
Because
I mean,
I was surely thinking like this year. I was like, huh. I don't think there's any good horror movies coming out this year. Like I couldn't think of none. Then I finally saw that one stupid movie with the doll, and I totally hated that one.
oh, you know who did that movie?
I have who did
Jason
my
Blum, the same guy.
oh, the disappointment just keeps happening.
Do you like I'm wearing the shirt?
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, lots and lots of disappointment there. That's for damn sure.
oh God! Somebody need to take away his making license. So wherever they give people to make movies, they just take it away.
I love how you indirectly supported my comments by just talking about something else. It's like, oh, yeah, that movie sucked too,
Oh my goodness!
right?
Because I was so mad. Like I'm like to me the movie was really long, and I'm like, why is it taking this long? And then for it to end the way it did, I'm like, this is so stupid. I feel like I wasted my life watching that. I wish I can get the moments back.
The only good thing about this is it's technically a sequel. I mean, that's, I don't know if I consider it a good thing. Claire says, "Oh dear, you're supposed to say not really." Well, I mean, it is what it is. I still argue the fact that I don't like all their music, but some of it's good. I will say that, and it's still pre Silver Scream, me for me personally. So it's you talk about music. I liked 9 years ago, so I mean it's just that simple. Uh, but yeah, and Jeff, I'll keep my expectations low, but it may not be terrible. Jeff.
I'm keeping mine. There, I have no expectations going forward.
I have an episode that I'm going to be working on, and I've talked to a few people already, and we're actually doing like a retrospective on Blumhouse films. Jeff, you are obviously invited to this because you said I'll keep my expectations low, but may not be terrible because I think you're wrong. It's going to be terrible. Unfortunately, with him, it's uh like what he has like close to like almost 100 films that he's produced now. Like it's quite a bit. And like I told my buddy Chuck, when you do 100 movies, one of them is bound to not be a piece of shit, right? And that's about his track record. This is about poems, okay? I mean, you know, it's like you can only shit so many times, and one of them's going to be a solid turd. It all can't be diarrhea. So,
I mean, yeah, but so far from the titles I've seen, the last couple,
did you look it up?
they're they're terrible. I mean, I'm just
It's really
somebody
hard to have
take
a
away
lot of
this guy
confidence
movie making.
there.
Who is giving this guy money to make movies? Like,
Oh,
stop.
someone's a piece of shit. I'll tell you that one. So
Oh
yeah,
my god, I'm gonna stick with watching what's I don't know what's coming out. I don't know. But whatever is I'm just gonna stick whatever else is coming out. There's just classic movies that I watch or just don't watch movies or TV at all. I don't know.
well, I mean, if you're not watching horror, it's okay. If you are watching horror, I mean, there's some issues there.
I
And
mean
there's
everything is terrible. Like literally the only thing I watch on TV right now is 911 Lone Star. That's about it. Anything I'm not watching anything else. I go and watch YouTube and watch war history videos and fall asleep.
no, I get it. I will say, in my own personal opinion, if you're gonna be into like a production company, especially for horror, I would check out A24. Will you understand everything? No. Will it look pretty? Yes. Some of it's a little artsy, but I mean, it's good. And I mean, those are the people that did like the Lighthouse, the Green Knight, shit like that. I mean,
Horror, I either want to be scared shitless or it better be a bunch of blood in there.
well, I mean, if that's the case, I strongly suggest watching Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles.
Let me add that onto my list over here.
Jeff's sitting there thinking to himself, like, you motherfucker, don't make people watch that movie. There's a little bit of blood and gore, but it's mostly an adult puppet show. And
Wait, what?
it's a fucking insane movie. But if you like that kind of weird shit, dude, I mean, I'm telling you, that's a good movie. Anyway, so I gotta tell you about this comic book episode issue. So we obviously have a prisoner camp and a man trying to escape. There is no he's already escaped and there's this whole plot. None of that existed. This is just about a guy trying to escape a fucking prison camp. And there we go. Here we go. A24 has a lot of solid stuff, period. Watch Meet the Feebles. It's insane and gross, and I loved all of it. So, I'm telling you, it's worth it. I think you can watch it for free on Tubi. So there's really no excuse. All right. So, anyways, back to this. So in prison, obviously you get jobs, and this guy, him and his buddies had this job of having to move all these bricks. He was kind of sick of it and saw this hearse that would come by all the time, every day, and get bodies, obviously in caskets. He was kind of wondering how he could get into this job. So instead of wanting to do the bricks, obviously, so he figured out that all he really had to do was ask to be transferred to that job because nobody wanted to work in the morgue, which, I mean, is great. It's fine. After getting there, he just comes up with this plan to basically put himself in a casket and leave. Well, his buddies end up coming in there one day to try to, find him, and they needed to grab one of the caskets. Well, they realized that he didn't nail shut one of the coffins, which is where he was inside of it. So they nail him shut and bring it outside. This is where we find out that the people who were moving the bricks were actually building a crematorium. And they threw him in there alive and they burnt him and killed him. That's details from the Crypt episode.
Well, why didn't they make that?
My fucking point exactly. Isn't this so much better than what we got?
Yes.
Like, not a little bit better, a lot better than what we got.
What we got was a bad episode of Days of Our Lives or something. That's what they gave us.
Oh God. I mean, it just is what it is, I guess. I mean, I don't know why they did that to me, but I mean, it could have been much worse.
We should
But
go find this guy and burn his house down for making this episode.
okay. He's done so many good things. It's just such a disappointment when it's something like this.
Just burn down his house. I will feel better. I'm choosing violence right now.
To
Burn
be
it down.
fair, whoever was the asshole that went out there and said violence is not the answer has never used violence, because I'm going to tell you right now, it can solve everything. In fact, we even solved every single issue that we've had as a country with violence, and it's worked. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
probably
we're bullies. That's what we do. We go there and create chaos and leave.
well, I mean, sometimes we're the bully, sometimes we're not the bully. But I'm not gonna say we're better than the bully. But
I mean, to be honest, in the last 25 years, we've been the bullies.
Yeah. No, have we though? Really? I mean, 25 years.
I mean, maybe 9/11 wasn't our fault, but everything else after.
Hold on.
It was our fault.
It wasn't our like. Oh, that implies
I'm still convinced Bush had something to do with that.
I was gonna say, man, that implies to a little bit there. You think Americans brought down those towers?
I'm telling you, Bush has something to do with it.
I'm not gonna say he doesn't. I just like. I love you, man.
I'm just saying, Bush had something to do with it, or the man who owned that building wanted to make some quick cash, so he had them do that so he can collect some money. It was wrong for him to do that, but
9/11 was all about an insurance claim. Well, we're gonna get canceled.
Nobody listens to that part.
I mean, if you're into slasher films, then ET's last friend, yeah, that's true. What the fuck, man? What's that? Oh my god. Well, I'll tell you right
I
now,
can't
man.
believe sober me said that. That sound like drunk me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. That would have been a hell of an insurance claim, but I don't know if I would have committed to 2 planes in it, but I mean, like, holy fuck.
No,
Fuck.
I'm just saying. What's his name? Bin Laden and Akbar and them. They ain't playing all that together. They had some help from some people over here. I'm just saying. They
Hey,
that we had a tad bit to do with that. I'm just saying.
it's very, very possible. Alright.
Would you go be a cat somewhere?
So anyways, as always, we like to go ahead and rate these episodes and, talk about, what we thought of them. I mean, clearly, I think you guys kinda know what we thought of the episodes already, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our ratings. For me, 1 through 10, I'm gonna give the episode, probably a 4. Not that great. I give it a 4 mostly because, you know what? It's even too hard to do that. I'm giving it a 2. I changed my mind. It's not a good episode. I wasn't very thrilled with it. They should have made the comic book because this one sucked. I just did
I,
not care for it at
I,
all.
was- I was giving it a 1.5 for effort.
I mean,
Like
see, you're
they
right
woke up out of bed and gave it effort, so I was giving it a
there.
one.
Yeah. I mean, the camera guys were on fucking point. That's about it. I mean, they shot it good, but god damn, this episode sucked. You know?
Yeah, I don't even like the fact that at first I couldn't tell that he got shot at first. I'm like, what is he holding?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. It's bad. It's bad.
Man, I think I just got myself canceled. I hope the news don't get a
I
hold of
mean,
that.
that
I just keep thinking
was
about
the first time I've had that one happen on an episode. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I mean, it was like, hey, it is what it is. I mean, it's hard to edit out a live video, you know.
just pretend like you didn't hear any of that audience, that part where 9/11 was the insurance claim. Um
Jeff says when you're crediting the camera crew, you know somebody fucked up. Yeah, yeah, somebody did for real.
yeah.
Anyways, Martel, man, why don't you well, I mean, I've already done it once, and I will be sharing it again. But why don't you talk a little bit about what you have coming on with this new season?
Oh, on a new season, there's gonna be uh we're introducing new segments to the season. So one of those is gonna be probably like one of you just saw, like one of my rants about something that probably doesn't make no sense that got added to the one of the segments. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Um, Also, we're going to be more real and open. We I found that we were focusing a little bit too much on news instead of real life stories and experiences. This was something that I want to focus on because yes, those happen out there in the world, but then how do we put that with real life experiences and stuff like that? So that's something that we're going to be working on, and then more of me being drunk. um, but it'll be starting March. Oh God! Oh, I should not have did that earlier. March 10th. I think it's the start date. Hopefully that's next week Thursday. March 10th, and then we go for 24 episodes. So it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday episode will
10th
be
is a
released.
Friday.
Oh crap! So that means it's the 9th. Okay, there we go. March 9th. I
Hey,
don't know. I can tell you, I woke up earlier last week, and or I had no concept of time of date or where I was at. So even though I was in my room,
does
so
that have anything to do with that fifth of rum and the bottle of wine you keep next to your bed?
it might.
Oh man.
It
But
just might.
anyways, man, it's always a fucking pleasure having you on. Definitely got to do it again. Hopefully by that time we'll be done with Tales from the Crypt and talking about something a little bit better than season 7 of the show. Um
The whole season need to be burned.
this season's just not a very good one. I mean, they have a handful of episodes that are like, wow, they did something. It's nice. But man, there's a few on here where it's just like, what the fuck happened? Like,
Mhm.
like it just makes no sense. Like, I don't know. I really don't. It's hard to even understand it. It
It,
just
it
it's
was like that movie that came out last year. I can't think of it. I told you with the dog. I don't know what the fuck happened through the whole movie. I sat there and watched it, but I don't know what happened. That's what this was.
you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong at all. But anyways, dude, thank you so much for coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and get us out of here. Thanks everyone for watching. Check us out. Check out Martel, man. This guy's an awesome motherfucker for real. And remember, check out the comic book. And like I said, if you're in the Toledo area, this Saturday coming up, a week from today, I believe that is the 11th. Yes, the 11th. I will be at Fantasticon in Toledo. Um, Probably just going to be hanging out there because I have no idea what's going on over there. The horror market's not exactly. I mean, it's one of those things. Like in my area, we have Comic Con, different comic conventions, toy conventions. Once a year in Cincinnati, we get the Horror Hound. So it's like there's all this push for superheroes and stuff. And then one day, a year, they give you a little sprinkle of horror. That's all you get. So I mean, you can only hope for so much, especially being a genre person. But I mean, I do my best. I hope for the best. But if you're in the area, come check me out. I will take pictures with you because some people like that shit. I don't know why they do. Took a lot of pictures the last one. I don't get it.
It's going to be worth money one day. That's why.
No, it's not. I mean, somebody might see it and be like, "Hey, dude, high five." Like, you might get a high five over it, but that'd be about the I mean,
Damn it.
hey.
I tried. I tried. Okay, I tried.
It's okay. But if you're gonna be in Toledo, come check me out. Be over there selling some comic books. Buy some comic books. If you don't buy comic books, I mean, I'll sell you something else that I have. I don't know what you want, but I'll sell it.
You should rethink that.
Yeah.
You might get a request that you do not want to fulfill.
I mean, as long as the money's right.
Oh,
Fuck me. All right, man. Well, thank you all for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Remember, follow Martel. Follow me. Check out all of our shit. We got lots of cool stuff. All right. Martel, you got anything to say before I get us out?
not much. Thanks for having me on. I enjoy doing this every time I've come on. It's been awesome.
It's always a
Next time I'll probably be drunk and won't do conspiracy theories. But yeah.
Next time I'll make sure it's something worth talking about. All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching. We love you all. Be safe. Later.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.